Here's a little tip regarding two-sided tape. I was using the wrong kind of tape, and I'll demonstrate that for you. I think actually it's carpet tape. Very, very sticky, has a slippery surface here. First mistake that most people make is just cutting it off every time you get to the end, and then that makes it difficult to peel it back the next time. If you are going to peel it back, it helps a lot to use a sharp razor. In this case, I've got the maker's knife. I love this because it's so handy to carry in my pocket rather than have to go to my vest or something to get my box cutters. So what you want to do is pull the tape back and then cut the underneath tape, not the top one that you peel back. And so you cut that and then you leave a tail hanging. That way, next time you go to put this down, you just put it down, pull the tail back, and you don't have to, there's what I don't like about carpet tape. Anyway, don't cut off that tail, leave that. So here's the tape from IPG, I think that's called Intertape Polymer Group. And so it's recommended by another YouTuber. So I got a little tail here. I put that down, press it down before you peel anything back. Because I got a tail here, then I can peel this back and then cut the underneath tape. Don't cut the tail. Then you still have the tail for next time. So next time you can put it down. Now, you don't have to leave it that long. You can go ahead and rip it off. Just leave some extra edging there. All right, so here's these two tapes. And they're both going to hold stuff down very well. And they feel reasonably tacky. Now, let's watch this. Here's my tape that I recommend. I'll put a link below. It's from Taylor Tools or Tay Tools. And you can just peel this back a little bit and comes right off. Does the job it needs to do, but when you want to get it off of your workpiece without leaving a lot of residue, it comes off. Here's the two-sided carpet tape or another brand. And first of all, it's sticky as all heck, leaving residue underneath. It's hard to get a hold of. Once you actually get a hold of it, if you don't rip it, then you got to kind of peel it back all the way. I hope you saw how much easier the other one was. And if I can ever get a hold of it here, finally, if I get a hand on it, I can rip it off with some effort. And get it off. Now, when I feel those two, I've got a sticky residue here, and I don't have one where the other one was. So that's my recommendation on a tape. Look for the link down below, or just go to taytools.com and buy it directly. I like to have, I think it's a 2-inch version, but you could also get this smaller. The second thing I recommend is get yourself a whole box. You can get like a box of throwaway brushes that can be used for gluing and certain kinds of painting and all sorts of things where the quality of the brush is not important. And you can literally get 100 of these for not very many dollars. I forgot what I paid for them. I'll put the link from Amazon down below, but I highly recommend having a whole box of those available just to use for a lot of different things. Even more useful for me are these, a whole large quantity of tongue depressors. What can you use them for? Well, you can use them to spread glue. I needed, in order to do this logo on here, I needed to get this level with something else. I needed a little shim, but everything else in my workshop was too thick, so I was able to put 1 or 2 of these underneath to shim up some work. So they're useful. They're useful to stir glue. They're useful as a shim. They're useful for spreading glue. They're useful for stirring up, polyurethane or boiled linseed oil or whatever mixtures you do. Get yourself a zillion of those. I'll put the link below. These are called Karlash, Karlash spatula, 100 pieces. So I got 100 of them, and I just keep those handy.